Josh, you and Sarah have been leading groups for a while now, and
Yeah.
you came here with a lot of experience. And I'm just going to dig right into some of the tough questions here, if you
Okay.
don't mind, because even as an experienced leader, when we're dealing with community groups, when we're dealing with people, sometimes it can get messy, and sometimes people will say they will and then they don't, and things happen.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of group new leaders out there, and especially now with September rolling around and fall after a long summer break, people are eager to get together, dig into God's word, and just unpack that, and pray for one another, and they're just looking for that fellowship. But again, it doesn't always go perfect. What's some advice from your experience that
Yeah.
you can give a new leader, maybe a new leader couple that's starting for the first time? Or
Sure. Yeah, I think lovingly pursuing people is going to be relational, number one. It's going to help develop that relationship. Even if they're not able to show up, they're going to feel that touch. They're going to feel you reaching out and recognize, hey, there's a person that cares, that wants to know me. So pursuing them that way, I think, is important. Even if like week after week they're like, hey, can't make it, hey, can't make it. Not waiting for, especially if you see that pattern, not waiting for them to say, hey, I can't make it. Begin reaching out ahead of time. Like, hey, this is coming up in a few days. Are you going to be able to make it that night? Hoping to cut back on some of those excuses that people tend to find at the last minute to not come out. So I think trying to even develop that relationship outside through reaching out could create a safe place that they say, you know what, I think I should be here, and they hopefully will decide to start making it a priority.
yes, and I know for Lori and I, we started leading a young adults group, and I know the same thing happened there, of course. And one of the things that we would do is we would reach out after the meeting if they didn't come and say, hey, we missed you at the meeting, how can we be praying for you?
Yeah, that's a great idea.
And people sometimes, they've experienced a lot of setbacks in their life maybe, or challenges, and so it takes a while for them to really begin to trust somebody. And you and Sarah, of course, are loving and kind, and so I think people feel very safe with you, but still, that doesn't mean it's going to be perfect.
No, it takes time.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned the other night at our leadership training, you talked a little bit about involving the whole family.
Yep.
Now, not every group has kids, but if you have a family, talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, sure. My whole thought was developed out of Deuteronomy 6, where it's telling us to take our faith to the next generation. It says when you're sitting at home, or you're walking by the way, or you're rising or sitting, it pretty much lays out all the time we should be trying to communicate our faith to the next generation. He's emphasizing that importance. And so as I was thinking through that, I thought, maybe community group could be a missed opportunity where we're kind of saying, hey kids, go downstairs and hang out, or hey kids, go watch this video, and we're not allowing them to see the community of faith in action. So I was a little bit convicted about that, and we've tried to incorporate kids to some degree. We have teenagers, and we've had elementary age kids from other families, and we try to involve them in some way, shape, or form through prayer requests is a great one. Having a specific time where the kids get to be involved, and we're getting to hear what's on their hearts, and hearing them pray for one another. Even having your kids pray for you is crazy meaningful. They miss out on those opportunities to see that. So there's a lot of different ways I think we can try to draw our kids in. Maybe even doing a scaled down, age appropriate version of the talk for the evening, even one or two questions of what you're going to do as the adults, just with the kids, allowing them to kind of see what it looks like to be a part of a faith community where people care about one another and are diving into each other's lives.
Yes.
So it's a neat opportunity, not for the whole night, and not for every group, but for those who can, I think it's an important step to draw the kids up and allow them to see that this isn't just a Sunday thing. This is an all-week thing. This is a community thing. We're doing it together, walking towards Christ.